Hey guys, it's Monday, getting into the classic Monday rest day plus bike maintenance day. Today's also a rest week, so I'm taking today and tomorrow off. Might do my gym session tomorrow actually. Got some bike maintenance stuff I want to be doing today. I'll do a bunch of stretching as well. Then might do my stretching, rehab, and unilateral gym exercises tomorrow. See if I can set up 2x on the TT bike. I'm signed up for the RTTC Circuit Champs, which is on a very hilly course. BC Champs is also on a very hilly course, and my 62-1 by is, yeah, that's not going to cut it. So I'm going to try my best to set this up, see if it's possible. Have a crack at it. I mean, I can do the high torque work, but it's not optimal to be riding up the hill at that lower cadence. I'm just way too inefficient at it. So ideally get the gearing right for it, and yeah, hopefully I can get it sorted. Got just under 2 weeks until that race. It's a week on Sunday, so yeah. Well, that was much easier than expected. Was able to get the drive side crank off, and then chain rings came off nicely. So yeah, I'll try and put the 2x setup on, and then put the derailleur on. It's these chain rings are almost like a 2x anyway. So this one's just a back plate sort of thing. 2x should work out nicely. Well, that's gone surprisingly well so far. Got the 2 chain rings on and the derailleur, so have some lunch and then try and adjust it properly. At least I've got a plate to eat my lunch off of now. There we go, we're getting there. That is a 2x setup with the chain that I've got with the dinner plate. It was getting a bit too slappy, so I've got this other chain that I put on. The guide for sizing a chain with the Ceramic Speed OSPW system isn't great really. It's not as specific as the standard method for sizing a chain. Pull it tight, then add a link, then remove a link for the quick link. So yeah, it seems to work fine, and I've got access to the gears. The SRAM setup again, just to see if I can tune the shifting on the rear derailleur and the front derailleur to get it as honed in as possible. But yeah, it definitely works. So that's really promising. I should be able to get up the hills in the RTTCs and the NBC Champs now. Getting there with setting up the system. So I've added changed this blip to be the front derailleur. That left blip is moving down the gears. This one changes the front derailleur. And then in the tops, it's rear derailleur up and down as standard. I got the shifting working a bit better. Did changed the micro adjust. Still not amazing. I'll put the KDX wheel on, see what it's like with the wheel. Play around with it a bit more, but it's getting there. It's getting better. But yeah, now I can ride it. So yeah, pretty happy. I'm shifting much better up the cassette. Down the cassette, it's skipping a little bit, especially right at the bottom. So before I had it so that it was struggling going up the cassette. In the SRAM Axis app, I changed the micro adjust from 18 to 12, and that seemed to be best. But maybe I'll try it with the actual my actual race wheel. But maybe I need to put it in the middle, so just bang on 15. Because like I say, it's going up the cassette well now, but it's not going as well down the cassette. Maybe something in between, like 13 or 14, I think. Yeah, continue playing around with it. But yeah, front shifting on this one seems good. Happy with how I've got the shifting on the Trinity now. It's much better than it was. So generally getting really good shifting for most of the cassette. It's only getting into gears 11 and 12, so like the 10 tooth and 11 tooth, I assume. Struggles to get down to there sometimes, but the rest of the cassette is fine. And if I change the micro adjust to improve the shifting into kind of going down, because it's going down the cassette into those 2 hardest gears where it's struggling. So I can change the micro adjust. I've got the micro adjust set at 12, slightly higher, 13, 14, 15. I get better shifting into those gears, but then it compromises the shifting for the rest of the cassette. So yeah, happy with it set up like this. It might be slightly different on the KDX wheel, but got it set up like this, and I know how to adjust it all now. So yeah, that's all good. Right, crack on with the session. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Back on the bike after having 2 rest days because this is a bit of a rest week for me. So 2 rest days to start the week, then some steady training for the next 3 days. Then I got a race on Sunday, a race on Monday. Last week was also a little bit easier than I'd originally planned. Had to take an extra rest day after battering myself at TomLeeCycling on the Tuesday. I feel like I'm going really well on this lower training hours, like 15 hours a week, and then rest weeks around like 10 to 12. I'm feeling good on the bike, and it's like close to that minimum effective dose of training I can be doing so that I'm improving, but then the risk of it is a lot lower. Like the risk of overdoing it is a lot lower. And with all the illness I was getting at the start of the year, when I was trying to push it more, it's like, it's not worth it. I'd rather just stack that consistent training together rather than trying to do way too much and then blowing up again. That's the plan. Today I've got like a deload TT session, so gonna do 3 minutes sub-maximal fatigue tests, 15-minute tempo, and then 30 minutes at threshold, so the lowest length of threshold effort I do. Also like to do a couple of torque efforts, but I might do those outside later in the week. I'll see how I feel at the end of this session. I'll probably save them until I'm outside, but yeah, all good stuff. Finish the warm-up and crack on with it. 3 minutes sub-maximal fatigue test felt pretty laboured, to be honest. Maybe RP 8, time to exhaustion 12 minutes maybe. So like nothing crazy, but it's 400 watts and I did 390 for 50 minutes on Saturday, but it's completely different conditions riding indoors. Based on those previous efforts, 12 minutes. Crack on my tempo, see if that's better. There we go, got it done. Not amazing by any stretch. My 15-minute tempo felt hard. So unsurprisingly, the 30-minute threshold also felt hard. Just really heavy legs. Also must be warm. Feel like RPE is higher today. Like I'm just struggling to push as hard. The heart rate wasn't coming up as much. Got all the fans going, but you know, it's all good. With today's session, it's meant to be an easier one. 30 minutes at threshold rather than 40-50 minutes. But doing the same sort of power. So the key there would be to me not get carried away, not push 370. But just try and match the power from the previous weeks. Not an issue today, the opposite. I just try hard to match the power, but you know, it's all good work. 30 minutes at 355, then the tempo is 15 minutes at 320. Body needs some rest, so easier week, and then, well, I've had my easier days now, so kind of getting back into it for the next few days, but yeah. Just spin out for a bit, top me up to 2 hours, and then I'm gonna hit the gym, do another unilateral session. Hopefully I don't get the same DOMs that I did last week, because my legs are already a bit tired. Just bash out a 40-minute session or so. Nice little session in the sweat box, just getting it done to like 40 minutes odd, just nothing too crazy, but progressing on the reps from last week, so a little bit of progressive overload in my bones. Yeah, it's all lower body stuff, and it's quite a lot of stability work, to be honest, to do those unilateral exercises as well. And I feel like I was moving better for them. Like those stabilizer muscles were much better, especially on the single leg Romanian deadlifts. I was like Bambi legs last week, but yeah, much more under control this week. It's definitely helping. It's the next step of the rehab. So I've properly loosened up the nerve, you know, and now it's doing that re-strengthening exercises with a loose nerve. I'm used to doing strength training with the pinched nerve, and with that like mobility limitation, but then doing it again now that the mobility is better. So yeah, good stuff. Got a long one tomorrow, so chill out for the rest of the day. Thumbs up for Alistair, of course, the legend himself, the Tameside hero. Morning guys, it's Thursday. Actually heading over to the Dome in Doncaster, Donny Dome this morning, and meeting up with Julian Ramsbottom. Now Julian is a very good time trialist, and back in his day he was a really good road racer, and especially this season he's been giving me lots of helpful advice regarding my road racing. Haven't really been able to apply that advice a lot of the time, because there's knowing the theory of what to do, and then there's also just the mental side. I feel like I have a bit of a mental block when it comes to doing stuff with the bunch dynamics, but regardless, his advice has been really good, and I've tried to put it to work. A couple of weeks ago in that road race where I tried to put it in the gutter, that was something he discussed with me, and it just clicked when he said it, because it's like, yeah, I've watched professional cycling all the time, and they try and split it in the crosswinds and form an echelon. There's no reason why you can't do that in a lower level race. So yeah, it was cool to try and apply his advice in that race, and it didn't work out that time, but I was really happy to have given that a go. But yeah, with cornering being a limitation of mine, I thought it would be a good idea to go down to this cycle track and just do a bit of a session. So it could be something. It could be as straightforward as kind of what they do for the cornering practice at Zwift Academy, where you start off by just following the expert, like learning their lines through the corners, and then maybe switch around and have them follow you, for them to recognize kind of what you might be, if there's anything you're doing wrong. So yeah, I'll head over there and see how it goes. It's quite cold today, to be honest. Slightly damp, but pretty dry, to be honest. Just a little bit cold, so make sure I wrap up warm. Got lots of layers. I'm leaving plenty of time. It's like a probably 25-mile ride there, so 40k. Shouldn't really take me much more than an hour and a half. With traffic, it might be a little bit more, but going to leave in plenty of time. Leave with a bit over 2 hours to go, so it's 25 to 10 now. Our session on the track is 12 to 1. So yeah, head over there. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to get lost on the way. I just need to start. I just need to keep heading northeast from where I am. But I've been looking on the map, so I kind of know where I need to go. Well, I know how to get out of Sheffield, and then I just kind of skirt around Rotherham and then make my way up to Doncaster. But like I say, I'll give myself plenty of time. So yeah, should be good. Looking forward to it. All wrapped up and ready to go. Time for the easterly excursion. I think this is like my second time where I head like properly east on a ride. I did it once, but it's kind of just a pain in the ass because I have to go through all of Sheffield, because I'm on the west side of Sheffield. I have to go through all of Sheffield just to get out to the other side. And it is nice, the roads around Rotherham, Doncaster area, but it's just kind of a pain in the ass to get out there. Where I was heading west, I'm out in the Peak District really easily. Should be good. So got plenty of time. It's like 10 to 10 now, cowboy time, so yeah, crack on with it. Well, that's the dome. This is the cycle circuit. It took me just over an hour and a half, even though I took like a 10-minute detour. Dead end road, but it looked like, I assumed it was just a dead end because it was like just for cyclists, because it looked like you could only cross this bridge as a cyclist, but it looked like a bit of an abandoned road, so I had to go back on myself. That was one of the worst paved roads ever. No wonder it was abandoned. But yeah, got here absolutely fine. It was pretty straightforward. I mean, I just had a vague idea of, I just had a understanding of where it was in Doncaster. It's just like the southeast, and I just needed to head northeast from Sheffield to get here, and yeah, pretty straightforward. What to do now? Find Julian and then get on circuit. Really good session with Julian there, massive thanks for that. We kind of found ourselves a circuit within a circuit, more of a sweeping hairpin, and then there was this section where it's kind of a chicane into a more of a tighter hairpin, but that was more of a flowing corner, and we we're just working on taking that, so following Julian's wheel, seeing how to do it. I think one of the main things I've been getting wrong is I cut in way too early, so I'll be focused on the corner, I'll see the corner, and I'll just cut in and take way too early in apex, and then I've fucked up my corner. So the key is just staying wide and trusting yourself to stay wide, because it's just more forgiving if you're staying wider. It's more forgiving through the corner. Like you might not hit the apex perfectly, but you're not going to have the issue where you've hit an early apex and then you've completely messed up your line through the corner. But yeah, we're obviously getting better throughout the session, and we've had some lovely weather. Sun decided to come out once I got here. It's relatively chilly on the way over, but no knee warmers required on the way home. Discussions about the cornering and stuff, and obviously it's only part of it. For a time trial, it's really useful to be able to corner really well, but then when you're in the bunch, like, there might be the perfect line to take through the corner, but if you're in the bunch, you can't just force yourself onto that line. Like, if there's other riders around you, you have to be conscious of that. Partly a mental switch that, like, maybe I'll get over it, maybe I won't. But yeah, I don't ever like see myself aiming to be at a world tour level. I just don't think I'm cut out for it, to be honest. But that's fine. Good to work on the cornering, and then it's going to improve my time trialing into, like, by the end of the session, Julian was like, yeah, generally the cornering was looking pretty good. Like, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Just quite tight in my upper body. Just need to be a bit looser through the corners so the bike handles better under you. Like, cornering's all about leaning the bike. Depends on the corner how much you lean the bike, and if you lean the bike more, you need to shift your weight more, and if you loosen the upper body, you're going to be able to shift the bike better, and everything's just going to be a bit more natural. Plus, if you loosen the upper body, it's going to absorb some vibration dampening, so you're just going to have a better time of it. Very useful session, that. Need to get out on the time trial bike more before RTTC circuit champs, because that's going to be quite a technical course, so I need to be confident on the Trinity. But yeah, head home now. Be close to 4 hours actually. Big old day. Really good day. Solid ride. That's ended up being like 4 hours of riding, 115k, because it's a lot flatter heading out east rather than going straight into the Peak District. And yeah, really solid session with Julian. Massive thanks for that. Some good training in the legs as well. Hey guys, it's Friday, getting out for a 2 hour zone 2 spin on the TT bike. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, now I've got the front derailleur set up, I'm going to go test it out, see how it's like going up some hills with some appropriate gearing. So yeah, that should be good. Just 2 hours today. Was pretty wiped out after yesterday's ride, to be honest. I mean, it was 4 hours with nothing crazy when we were doing the cornering, but a little bit higher. It was a relatively big day, and like I say, this is a bit of a rest week where I'm easing back into it. I had 2 days off already. Don't want to go crazy with the volume, try and match the sort of volume I did last week, probably like 12 hours odd, and then get back to a more proper 15-16 hour week next week probably. Get out for the zone 2 spin, flush out the legs, and then rest day tomorrow, and then got a race on Sunday. So yeah, got the 2x set up. I got it working much better, and yeah, see how it is on the hills. Look at this, out and up at Bradfield on the TT bike with a disc wheel. How do I manage that? Yeah, 2x unlocking a lot more terrain in like my second lowest gear. I don't really want to climb in the lowest gear for a slightly better chain line, so in like my second lowest gear, that's probably 40-26, and obviously it's much better getting up the hills, but it's still hard. You still have to push, so low RPM, big watts, but that's what it's going to take to get up them, so better get used to it. High torque work's going to be beneficial in that regard. Tractor coming down the road, and he had 2 collies on the side of the road running alongside him. Nice under control. If only that could be our dogs. Water bladder working well down the skin suit, half full. Got it with a litre, and then sugar water in the Trinity bottle. That's working well. Definitely helped with it being a fair bit less windy today, but I felt so much more confident and comfortable handling the bike today, and it just felt like it was moving well underneath me rather than fighting it in the winds. But you still experience a lot of wind out in Sheffield, out in the Peak District. But yeah, it was lower today. So like going down Manchester Road the other day, I was like, not a chance I'm getting in the aero bars. Whereas for a lot of it, I was in the aero bars, not pushing it or anything, but getting comfortable pedaling in the aero bars through some of the corners, then get moving into the base bars to cover the brakes, back into the sticks. But yeah, it was really good. Fucking hell, some people feel so entitled. They've repaved a lot of Manchester Road, so it's a good road surface, but at the start and at the end of it, the road surface is pretty shit. So it's like I'm riding defensively, like more in the centre of my lane, so that when I know the potholes are coming up, I can move to avoid them, and that might be moving further across into the middle of the road or moving back. But if I just stick myself in the gutter and then a pothole's coming up, I either swerve blindly and there could be a car passing me closely, or I tank the pothole. So it's like, of course I'm not going to ride in the gutter. And some motorcyclist comes up to me, bro, you don't own the road, and I'm just riding in a defensive way to for my own safety. It's ridiculous. Bro, you're coming up to me and you're saying stuff. I haven't got a fucking clue what you're saying. We're both going fucking 65 kilometers an hour down a hill. It's like, whatever. People are dumb, man. But yeah, it was a good ride, and lots of hill practice, some unstructured torque efforts, getting up the hills like in my lowest gear to push above 50, like 50, 60 RPM. I had to be working hard, like pushing like well above 400 watts. But that's what I'm going to need to do for the hilly TTs. So getting used to it, and yeah, good stuff. Good old 2x, the ancient technology that people have forgotten about. Now, this was not my intention from today's ride, because I'd ridden on this tyre a bit more and I thought it was absolutely fine. So I got the blistering of the front tyre that I had on the Cadex 4-spoke, but that was, I'd only got out for a 20k spin on it plus the race, so I thought it might have just been a bad tyre. But Matt's sending back like the whole batch of courses that he's got, and after today's ride I've got some blistering of this tyre and it's even worse than the other one, so yeah, I'll send that back as well and change it out for a Conti. So yeah, it was absolutely fine before today's ride, but yeah, got some significant blistering of this tyre and it's actually much worse than the other one after the race. So you see how it's like indented there? That's where it hasn't delaminated. So that's where the casing hasn't delaminated from the tread of the tyre. The whole bit where it's raised, it's like squidgy because it's delaminated. There's air seeping in between the layers. So yeah, send those back to Matt. Matt's sorting out the warranty claim with them, and then replace those tyres. But I'll probably put some GP5Ks on them instead. This half of the tyre is fine. Then the other half, it's almost gone, all gone. Well, that's the only bit that's not delaminated. Wow. I thought I was going to have to drain out the loose sealant, but I reckon all the sealant's dried. It's probably tried to plug these holes where it's delaminated. And yeah, look how the sealant's dry. I think probably need new rim tape as well, because that's peeling up. It wasn't too messy and a fair degloving the tyres. Yeah, it was the rear one. The rear one, it actually, this is the one that lasted a bit longer, but all the sealant, and only went today, but all the sealant had like coagulated, which is really weird because, I mean, I had more of the blistering, and I feel like the blistering causes the coagulation in the same way that it would when you get a puncture, but it just meant the tyre was really dry and it had like barely any sealant, whereas the front one that only blistered a little bit, and I only rode it like 60 kilometers, 70, 80 kilometers total, that was the one that went on the race. That still had a fair bit of wet sealant. So I was able to drain some wet sealant out and salvage that. I have enough sealant to redo one of the tyres, but I'll order some more sealant as well. But yeah, dry these off and then send them back to Matt so he can sort out the warranty for this bad batch of courser speeds. They'll probably look better with black tyres, to be fair. I mean, the tan walls are nice, but black and grey, black and silver frame, and then just black and silver tyres, be nice. This is the front tyre that went last week, so it had a few small blisters on it. And looking at the tyre, it's not so obvious where it's delaminated, but then the tyre that went yesterday, like all down the middle, it's all raised here where it's all delaminated, so it's much more obvious as to what went wrong. But yeah, drying these off and then send them back. That's my second set of 30mm GP5Ks that have gone on, yeah, really nice and easily. I've been able to inflate them without the need of a compressor. I can just pump it up, and then the bead seats onto the rim. So that's really good, because when I set up the 4-spoke with Matt, we needed a air compressor to get the course speed on. But so I was thinking maybe I'm having to change out these tyres. Maybe I'll need to go down to a local bike shop, borrow their air compressor. But yeah, that's gone on nicely. So I'll deflate that, put some sealant in it, and yeah, good to go. Nice surprise. Very easy to set up both sets of tyres, and yeah, so I've got a TT on Monday. So I mean, I've still got the scratty bits from, you get rid of those in the first few rides, but yeah, get out on these tyres and like I say, race on Monday. Should be good. I'll have a go at one of try and get the disc wheel sorted, you know, and I thought it'd be a bit of a pain, but yeah, absolute breeze with the Contis. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Conti fanboy. 5k STR, 5k STR, 5k STR, 5k clincher, 5k clincher, STR, gator skin. The race tomorrow has actually been cancelled, so the winds that are predicted near Harrogate in North Yorkshire are expected to be like stupidly high during the event. I mean, a base of like 20 mile an hour wind, and then going up to BBC Weather saying like 40 mile an hour halfway through the race. And that's just a BBC Weather prediction. I feel like it could be like Sheffield where it gets even windier. So yeah, it's fair enough that they've called it off. These things happen, and yeah, it's good that they've let us know the night before rather than like the morning of, or even driving to the event, getting there super early in the morning and then it getting called off. So yeah, I'll get on with something else. So I've obviously set up the new tyres on the TT bike. So it's windy out. It's windy here tomorrow, but the weather's decent. So I'll get out on the TT bike again to see how that is. So yeah, the weather's turning to be a bit shit, so I'll probably not be getting out on the TT bike as much, but definitely want to bed in these new tyres because they've still got the strip of rubber that takes I won't be able to get it fully carved down. I'm not a pro who's going to use a razor blade to cut it off. It's not that big a deal, but yeah, wearing the new tyres and check the bike's all right. So yeah, I'll do that instead. Then I've got the TT on Monday, which presumably will go ahead. Hey guys, it's Sunday. Since the race was cancelled today, actually probably would have almost been heading home by now. I'm just going to get out for some Zone 2 on the TT bike, and then I've got the 10 mile TT at Darlingmoor tomorrow. So not predicting as excessive winds as there would have been in North Yorkshire. I mean, it's windy today, so I'll get out on the TT bike, see how it is. It might be absolutely horrible, and then I just head home. But I've got the new GP 5Ks on the KDX wheel set, so I want to bed them in a bit. Get out, see how the wind is, but should be a good little ride. Bike's looking nice, all in black, if I say so myself. Got out for a decent, like, openers type ride. Yeah, it's super windy out, but it wasn't horrific. And at the end of the day, like, you need to get used to handling a little bit of wind, like in the tri-bars and just on the bike in general, because it's such a deep tubed frame with the disc wheel, with the with the 4-spoke, like, you're gonna catch a bunch of wind, so you need to get used to it and learn how to be nice and relaxed through the arms, so that you're able to, when the wind catches that front wheel and tries to take it, you're able to control it. You can't just fight it. You have to go with it and stay relaxed. Was out in the wind and went for a couple of cheeky segments. Not sure if I got anything, but just like bombing it at 60k an hour in some headwind. But yeah, I'll see if I got anything. And normally not. I mean, it's normally KOMs around here is Ben Swift going out in 40 mile an hour winds, smashing 600 watts or whatever. So funny. He comes out from Rotherham and smashes KOMs in the Peak District when it's windy. But to each their own. I'm not much of a KOM person, but I felt like doing it today. I felt like doing a bit of efforts, not just like an unstructured openers ride, I guess. It's also like handling the bike at high speed, like, okay, am I confident being in the tri-bars for this chicaney corner? Like, I went up Manchester Road, I was thinking, I could go down Manchester Road, but going down Manchester Road, not a chance, mate. Like, my front wheel is just getting absolutely attacked, so I'm not risking it. But for other sections it felt fine. To finish off my ride, I've actually just come to the tennis court, Alistair's favourite. Here we are, Alistair. This is the Morrison's car park. Doing some figure of 8s and loops, and yeah, feeling nice on the bike, feeling like I've got much better control of it. I mean, I feel like it's quite a hard bike to ride because it's so big, because the tube is so deep. Like, it's always going to catch that wind. But I'm feeling, the last few days I've been feeling so much better on the bike, and it's just getting out and riding it and feeling more confident on it, which is really going to help for the more technical TTs. So already done 25 minutes, do another 5 minutes, then head home. But yeah, it's been good. It's a lovely day, it's just stupid windy. See what they think for Darley Moor tomorrow. Darley Moor, always fucking windy there.